Sayyidina Ali says, عن علي بن أبي طالب قال إذا رأيتم الرايات السود فالزموا الأرض ولا تحركوا أيديكم وأرجلكم. Stay put. Why? Because it's fitna. Stay put. What do you do during fitna? You do what the Prophet ﷺ said. When the fitna comes, you stay in your house. كونوا حرصا من أحلاس البيت. You don't go out. The Prophet ﷺ said, العبادة في الفتنة كالهجرة إليّ. That doing ibadah during fitna is like making hijrah to me. Because his religion is not a religion of fitna. Sayyidina Ali said, ثُمَّ يَظْهُرُ قَوْمٌ ضُعَفَاء لَا يُؤْبَأُ لَهُم. Then you will see these weak, insignificant people. لَا يُؤْبَأُ لَهُم. Insignificant people. Insignificant people. These are not notables. They have no learning. There's no scholars amongst them. Insignificant people. قُلُوبُهُمْ كَزُبْرَ الْحَدِيدِ. Their hearts are like pieces of iron. And in a riwayah, لَا رَأْفَةٌ وَلَا رَحْمَةٌ عَلَى عَدُوِّهِمْ. They have no mercy with their enemies. And the Prophet ﷺ said, مَنْ لَا يَرْحَمْ لَا يُرْحَمْ. They have hearts like iron. هُمْ أَصْحَابُ الدَّوْلَةِ. That's what he said. هُمْ أَصْحَابُ الدَّوْلَةِ. They're the people of Dawla. That's their name, Dawla. لَا يَفُونَ بِعَهْدٍ وَلَا مِيثَاقٍ. They will not have any covenant. You can't trust them with anything that they say. يدعون إلى الحق وليسوا من أهله. They call to the truth, but they're not from the people of the truth. Why? Because in the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ, when Hudayfa, people were asking about evil, Sahih al-Bukhari, Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman, the people were asking about good, he wanted to ask about shar, out of fear that he might see it. He said, Ya Rasulullah, كنا في جاهلية وشر فجاءنا الله بهذا خير. We were in jahiliyyah and shar, and then God brought this good to us. Is there any bad after this good? He said, Na'am. And then he said, is there any good after that bad? He said, Na'am wa fihi dakhan. Yes, but it's going to be cloudy. It won't have the same purity. And he said, Ma dakhanuhu ya Rasulullah. What's the cloudiness? He said, قوم يهدون بغير هدي تعرف منهم وتنكروا. People will guide with other than my guidance. You will know some things and you'll reject other things. And then he said, is there evil after that good? He said, Na'am. دعاة على أبواب النار من أجابهم قذفوا فيه. Those who, they're callers on the doors of the hell. If you answer them, if you respond to their call, you will be flung into the hell. Hudayfa said, صفهم لنا يا رسول الله. Describe them for us so we'll know them. هم من جلدتنا. They're Arabs. They're like us. من جلدتنا. They look like us. يتكلمون بألسنتنا. They'll quote the Quran, they'll quote the Hadith. This is how the Prophet ﷺ described them. And then he said, كيف تأمرني يا رسول الله? What do you command me to do at that time? He said, إلزم جماعة المسلمين وإمامهم. Be with the jama'ah and the imam. وإن لم يكن لهم جماعة ولا إمام. What if there's no jama'ah and no imam? فاعتزل تلك الفرق كلها. ولو أن تعض بأصل شجرة حتى يدركك الموت وأنت على ذلك. Sahih hadith. He said, avoid all those sects. Even if you have to cling to the root of a tree with your teeth until death comes to you and you're on that. He didn't say, لابد أن تقيم الخلافة هذا فرض كفاية. He didn't say you have to establish the khilafah. But these people, they don't study. They're Khawarij. And this media here is calling them Sunnis because they're killing Shia. They're not Sunnis. These aren't Sunnis. They're not Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. These are Ahlu Iblis. فريقا هدى وفريقا حق عليهم الضلالة. One group was guided and another group حق عليهم الضلالة. ثبت عليهم الضلالة. In the hadith then he says, أسماؤهم الكنى. This is how you know them. And if you don't think these are accurate descriptions, Hudayfa said, the Prophet got up in a khutbah and he spoke the whole day. He said every single fitna that would happen until the end of time. He described the leaders, he told us their names, he told us what would happen, and he said some of us could remember and others of us couldn't. Every single fitna. So don't think these things weren't mentioned. أسماءهم الكنى. Their names are Abu so-and-so and Abu so-and-so. They don't go by their real names. أسماءهم الكنى ونسبتهم القرى. And they go back to towns, places. They don't go to tribes, because the Arabs, they go by tribes. These people know, they go by places. Al-Baghdadi, Al-Ambari, Al-Juwayshi, all these names of their towns that they're from. Al-Libi, Al-Musri, Al-Maghribi. They go back to places. This is what the Prophet ﷺ, because it has hukum al-rafa, and people can say it's a weak sanad. It sounds pretty sound to me. وَشُعُورُهُمْ مِرْخَاتٌ كَشُعُورَ النِّسَاءِ. They have long hair, wearing it like women. Look at all the pictures of these guys with their long hair. Because it's not that the Prophet ﷺ didn't have long hair, but it's no longer fashionable in the Arab world. Arabs don't wear their hair long, so that's a sign that you know them. Their hair's long. حَتَّى يَخْتَلِفُوا فِي مَا بَيْنَهُمْ. They'll start fighting amongst each other. That's the nature. There's another troubling hadith that the Prophet ﷺ said, سَتَكُونُ فِتْنَةٌ فِي الشَّامِ أَوَّلُهَا لَعِبُ الصُّبْيَانِ. It begins with children playing in Dar'a. And then he said that it'll just be after that one fitna after another. كُلُّ مَا سَكَنَ فِتْنَةٌ هَاجَتْ فِتْنَةٌ أُخْرَى. Every time it calms down in one place, it starts up somewhere else. In this, إِذَا خَرَجَتْ الرَّايَةَ السُّودِ, if you see the black flags, فَإِنَّ أَوَّلَهَا فِتْنَةٌ. It begins with a fitna. وَوَسَطَهَا ضَلَالَةٌ. And the midst of it is delusion, misguidance, error. وَآخِرَهَا كُفْرٌ. And it ends with atheism. Because that's what's going to happen. People start losing their faith. This is what happened to the Europeans. They had World War I and II. It was enough for them. They don't believe in God anymore. They were a profoundly religious civilization. Look at all the churches they built. People can't take it. There's so much. Where's God? The question is not where is God, it's where are we? That's the question. لا يسأل عما يفعل. He's not asked about what he did, but we're going to be asked about what we did. Why aren't we following the guidance of the Prophet ﷺ? And in this hadith that Makhul relates, he says, Mali wali bani al-Abbas. Because most of these they thought had to do with the Abbasids. But then he said, Shayya'u ummati. They split my ummah. Wa albasuhum thiyab al-sawad. And they put black clothes on them. Albasuhum thiyab al-nar. May God put clothes of fire on them. These people are khawarij. They're killing Muslims. They've every single criteria. And don't be fooled by their piety. Don't be fooled by their piety, because the Prophet ﷺ said, عند صلاتهم تحقرون صلاتهم. When you see them pray, you'll consider your prayer insignificant. وعند صيامهم تحقرون صيامكم. But he said, يقرؤون القرآن ولا يتجاوز حناجرهم. They'll recite the Quran, it won't go past their throats. The ulama said it means they won't understand it. Because they don't have the tools. You can't understand the Quran without the tools. They won't understand it. And then he said, يَمْرُقُونَ مِنَ الدِّينِ Sahih al-Bukhari. يَمْرُقُونَ مِنَ الدِّينِ كَمَا يَمْرُقُ السَّحْمُ مِنَ الرَّمِيَّةِ. They will leave this religion like an arrow is shot out of a bow. And in a riwayah in al-Bukhari, it says, يَخْرُجُ فِي أُمَّتِي. And then the Rawi says, مَا قَالَ مِنْهَا. There will come out amongst my ummah. And he didn't say from it, because they're not from him. These people are not from the Prophet ﷺ. They have nothing to do with the man who was sent as a mercy for all the world. And the fact that they're in any way, shape, or form associated with this religion is a grave tragedy. Muslims in this country have a big responsibility to get out there and educate people, because these people are watching these newscasts, and maybe there is some other agencies involved. I don't know, because this is an age of fitan. It's all confusion. It's what the Prophet ﷺ said. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm not confused. I'm not confused. If you're confused, you haven't studied this religion. And if you think this has anything to do with the truth, you definitely haven't studied this religion. Because these people are shayateen. It's plain and simple. And undeniably, there's these bahiyya, sacrificial lambs like this 18-year-old boy who left Riyadh, who's been brainwashed to think that this religion is about hating other people. You know, because unfortunately we have certain sects in Islam now that teach that all kuffar are bad, even though the Quran clearly states that amongst them are good people. Amongst them are trustworthy people. Quran is a nuanced book. It's not a simplistic book. It's not a black and white world. And then يُخْرِجُ الْحَيِّ مِنَ الْمَيْتِ وَيُخْرِجُ الْمَيْتِ مِنَ الْحَيِّ. From kufr comes iman, from iman comes kufr. That we're fluid by nature. Humans are fluid. People are in one state one day, they're in another state the next day. استغفر الله قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم.